Hey YouTubers, I'm Jacob and this is a how-to video for changing out drum brakes in a light-duty 70s era Bronco. This same style drum brake goes all the way up into the 90s and is very similar across all platforms in the light-duty package. And I've included the links to all the products and tools I'm using today in the description below, so make sure to click on those and check them out. Going to be replacing this wheel cylinder here, and I already put some PB Blaster on it earlier this morning just to help break that bolt loose. Doesn't look like I have any leaking, but it's definitely rusted and aged, so it's a good time to go ahead and replace it. So for my wheel cylinder on these Broncos, the brake line goes in towards the back side, so this one is the correct side, and we'll reuse these little plunger arms. Definitely help to have some of that PB Blaster on there to break this free. Alright, so now that I know that I've got it able to loosen it up, I can go ahead and crack these 1/2-inch bolts to get it loose. So I've left the cap on my brake reservoir, so it shouldn't leak out as fast as if I were to take it off. But you'll see there is some fluid coming out. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug it. All right. I'm just gonna cover this up. And then I'm gonna spray this down real quick before I get my new cylinder in. You don't want to blow this with a compressor because there could be possibly asbestos pads if these are original. So you definitely don't want to do that and get it airborne. Expose yourself to that.
If you'd like to see my full video for replacing the brake shoes, drums, and hardware, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more helpful content.
Go ahead and wipe the threads off. You don't want to get anything in our new cylinder here. I'm just going to go ahead and unplug it. Take the cap out. And then get it started by hand, making sure that you're not cross-threading. I sometimes like to spin backwards until I feel them seat, just like that. And I'm just going to get my mounting screws set up. My mounting screws snugged up, I'm tightening my brake line on, and since I put it on by hand, I know it's not cross-threaded, which is very important. Otherwise you're going to have some brakes that leak, you're not going to have the right pressure, and you're going to have to replace your brake line probably. Alright, now that I got it snugged up nice and tight, I'll wipe it down and remove my plastic. That way I can check and see if there's any leaks before I bleed the system, which we'll do last. I'm going to install the new drum here, and then we'll adjust the self-adjuster. All right, so if you don't have a vacuum pump that's functional or someone else to help you, this is one way that you can do it on your own. My vacuum pump is not functioning, but I'm going to use the canister for it. Another way you could do this is if you just have some tubing and then just like a empty water bottle or a Gatorade bottle, you can use that as well. You just want to make sure there's a little bit of fluid in the bottle and that the tube is in the fluid. That way it's not going to be sucking up air when you do this. So what I'm going to do is remove the bleeder valve cap, place my tubing over the bleeder valve. You want to make sure your reservoir is topped off because in this process you could potentially bleed the reservoir dry, and if you do that, it's going to be a headache bleeding the whole system again. So make sure it's topped off. I'm going to double check mine. Okay, the reservoir is full all the way to the top, and for these older trucks and Broncos, the front reservoir that's smaller is actually the rear. And now I'm just going to crack the valve. If you crack it enough that a little bit of fluid starting to come out, that's a good thing. The bubbles is just air coming around the bleeder valve. And now that I've got it cracked, I can go ahead and step on the brakes.
You'll want to slowly press the brake pedal down all the way and then release and repeat several times, but don't go crazy and bleed your reservoir dry.
I'm going to tighten it back up. And I'm going to check my fluid level in my reservoir and top it off as needed. And then I'll start pumping the brakes again and see if I have good brake pressure. If it just goes straight to the floor, that means that there's air in the lines, and that's actually compressing more than the fluid. And so that means you need to keep bleeding your system to get that air out. I feel pretty good about how the brakes feel. They're much better feeling than they were previously. So I feel like I'm done here with the bleeding. Now, if I do experience any kind of squishiness, then I want to come back and start bleeding these brakes. It's also good to check the adjustment on the shoes to make sure you're actually engaging them on the drums. You can see it's probably a good thing I changed out the cylinders and bled these lines a little bit. They're pretty dirty. Thanks for watching this how-to video for installing new drum brakes on my 79 Bronco. If you enjoyed it, smash on that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content. And don't forget, I've included links to all the products and tools I used today in the description below, so make sure to click on those, check them out. Thanks for watching.